thank you for being here with us today. I wanted to kind of explain to you, I mean, because I don't, I just met
Yeah.
you personally
Yeah.
today. To who we are and what we're doing. We started Styles Make Fights probably a little over a year ago. And I mean, we're doing this for fun. Like, we love boxing. We're a boxing family.
Yeah.
And we started it because we noticed like there wasn't anyone else. There wasn't like a platform that was promoting young amateur fighters coming up. And also that was even, you know, putting a spotlight on all the legends in the sport, like Paulie Ayala and all the other ones that have come even before him. So we wanted to start something that kind of just highlighted all the great elite amateurs in DFW, and then of course all our legends, because they're the ones that paved the way for you guys, you know. And so we started Styles Make Fights, and we've been having fun with it. And it's so, last year I think it was last year, there's two guys that we got on, and it was so cool to see the other day they were fighting on TV. You know, I think they were like on DAZN or something. Chingon and then Trompo. Yeah.
This is El Chingon, Emmanuel.
Fun to see that, and I saw you fight. I saw you win your last state championship at the Golden Gloves. We were there.
Okay.
Exactly. We saw you. I was watching you. I watched you get out of the ring and go to your family, and you know, so you don't even know, and we want you to be able to be spotlighted, and that's why we started this Styles Make Fights. And we're a boxing family. I was 16 when I met Paulie, and he was fighting in the amateurs. He was, you know, the first time I ever went to Golden Gloves was to see him fight. So,
okay.
And then when we got married, I was 19, and then he was on the Olympic team and doing all the things. And we got married. He turned pro shortly after, and we had our son. And then years later, fast forward, I have my daughter. 6 weeks after I had her, he won the world title. You know, we love the sport. We're a boxing family, and we do this because we love it. We've had our gym for 20 years. So welcome to UHK. I'm glad you came down from Dallas today. And anyway, I just wanted to give you a little background of who we are and what we're doing and why we're doing this. And I want to start first. What got you into boxing? Like, what got you into boxing? What kept you coming back after that first real punch as a beautiful girl like you?
So, I was getting like bullied like when I was in elementary school, and I started when I was like 10. My brother was in it already, and then like my mom, she was like, no, I'll put like my older sister in it, and then like me and my twin. After I was like a day of like getting bullied, my mom was like, no, you're gonna go to the gym. And I grew up, I was a shy, quiet girl, and like boxing kind of opened that, helped me get confidence and stuff like that. But when I first started, I was like, I don't like this. Like, this is too violent for me. Like, this is not who I am. Like, you know. Then like in the workouts too, I was like, this is too hard. Like, I'm not doing this.
Sure.
Like, I can't. And we would complain to my mom, and she's like, no, I have to keep going. And then because she wanted us to learn, and she was like,
defend yourself.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I was still like shy, quiet, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. Like, so that's how I like started. And as I like grew up and like grew into the sport, I started to like it more. And then my siblings, like, we all competed a little bit. And then so once we got older, like, I just stayed in it. And so I stayed in it. Like,
wow. Are your siblings still in it?
No, they, like, my older sister, like, she's a teacher now. You know, she went to school and, you know, did her thing. My brother, my twin, she's in the Navy. Right now she's in Japan, and she's like, we just all had like different routes, and I just kind of stuck to it. My mom always tells people like, she's the last one that I thought was gonna like actually stick with it and do it because of how I was.
You were the quiet one.
Yeah.
And Esme is a twin. Tell us about your record. I know you're a 3-time state champion. How many fights do you have?
I think I have about like 32, I believe. The last time I checked,
32 fights?
Yeah, like when I was like younger, I feel like I should have more. But when I was younger, like I didn't really get a lot of fights. And if I did, I was fighting the same girls. And it was just harder because there wasn't a lot of females.
Yeah.
Now there is, you know, there's a lot. But my first nationals, I remember like I won by second round TKO. And like I was like, oh, like, I want to keep going to
Yeah,
these.
and then the nationals.
Yeah. And now I'm like 8-time national champion. And
8-time national champion.
yeah, and I always felt like, a lot of these people when I was growing up, there wasn't really like a lot of national tournaments to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Now they barely started doing it, like, because before it was just elite. Now you have peewees being like, they have as many nationals as I do because they're able to fight and fight and fight at these national tournaments because they're making more and more every single year, which I think is good because it's a lot of exposure and it gives us amateurs like more experience.
Right.
So it's still growing, but like out of all of those, like nationals and stuff like that, I feel like I guess it's like fighter's instinct is like, it's not enough. I need another one,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's addicting.
Yeah.
I want to go back again. When you won state, did you go to nationals this year? It was in...
I didn't. I got sick before I went and I couldn't go. Yeah.
Yeah. We were looking and trying. I'm like, did she made it to nationals? Or did she go?
And I didn't, and I wasn't able to, and I was really, really bummed out, like, of not going.
Yeah.
And I like sometimes that always happens, like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure probably you've experienced that with him. Like, there's like before the nationals last year, my first year going to nationals, like for the Golden Gloves, I was sick. I couldn't even talk. And then I sprained my ankle before, so I couldn't even run or do none of that. Like, before I went over there, and I still went, and like, even going like to the Olympic trials, I broke my nose before I went, and I still went, and like, that's just like a life of a fighter, just up
Anything
and down.
that can't happen always happens right before fights.
Yes.
It's like I used to tell Paul, we need to put you in a bubble right before a fight. Put him in a bubble.
Yeah.
What's your training schedule like? Like, walk us through a day of when you're training for a fight.
So usually, like, I was working and going to school, so I've been doing that for a minute, and I would just train like after I get out of work. And usually, I'm at Garland Powell, and I don't live like super close to there, so it's a drive from my house and from...
What gym did you say you work at?
Garland Powell.
Garland Powell. Okay.
Yeah, and so there it's like a far drive from my house. It's like 35 minutes, and then for my job it's an hour. So, and I'm there every day. So, I gotta keep that gas money going.
Yeah.
But like, but I still like doing it. I don't mind because it's like, it's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I live by, if you really want to do something, you'll do it. So, and it doesn't matter what anyone says, you'll do it. So
you'll accomplish it, and you're gonna do big things.
Yeah.
So you go to the gym. How long do you train?
So usually I'll get there like around 5:30, and I'll stay till like 8.
Wow.
And then like, or some days I'll get out early and I'll go to the gym as soon as I can, and like, the schedule's like that, but it's every single day. And then Saturdays, training in the morning, Sundays training in the it depends if I'm like
Sundays too. Wow.
Yeah, if I'm going like before church or after church, it just depends. If I'm like, okay, do I want to work out before, or do I want to sleep in?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you do a lot of sparring? Like, just spar, or do you wait until you're leading up to a fight?
Yeah, like usually like the coach will have sparring set up like throughout the week, like maybe 3 days in a row, and then like the next week like 2 days in a row only. And then but then like 2 weeks before, we don't spar, just to like, cut weight or do what we got to do before.
Is there a lot of girls for you to spar?
In the DFW, there's starting to be more. Me, since I'm like older and I'm a like smaller weight class.
What weight do you fight at?
I jump around from 106 to 112, but I think I'm gonna stay at 112 because like once the Olympic trials comes around, then I'm stay at 112. So
do they have you sparring guys too?
Yeah. And that's actually how I broke my nose. I was sparring with a guy that was like heavier, and like he didn't even have like that much experience. So, and like as I did.
Yeah.
But
he was heavier.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. Like I had never broken a bone in my body,
I
and
know,
that happened,
not
and
the nose.
yeah.
When
So
did that happen?
that happened before the Olympic trials, like
Oh, okay.
2.5 weeks before the Olympic trials, and then I was debating like if I was, and at the time I was at Ring of Hope, and I was debating like should I even go? Like my coach at the time, he was like, like you're not gonna be able to spar, like people wouldn't do that.
Mhm.
And like I had other stuff going on too. Like if I went to the trials, like I was missing my finals, and I
Mm.
was like there's so many things that I shouldn't go, and I still went.
And how did it
and
turn out?
and I mean I lost like on the first day. I had got set back on school because I went, all because I had this like really weird, like I was delusional. I was like, you know what? Like this is God testing me. Like he's doing this because I'm gonna make it. Most people are like, no, like that's too many signs.
Yeah.
But me, I was delusional. So I just went with it.
Delusional.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Like this is like the time, this is the most important like,
Yeah.
tournament that
Olympic
I've been
trials.
to. And that's why I wanted to go. And because I had that dream inside of me, like, and that's why I still went. And like, even my coach and my mom told me at the time, like, they're like, a lot of people wouldn't do that. And I
Mhm.
was like, there's a lot of people that would. And they're like, no, no, they wouldn't.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, and after, it was devastating, but, I got over it. And like, I don't have regrets, but it's just, I learned. So,
Yeah, you learn a lot in every fight, right?
yeah.
All of it is an experience. Are you watching the July 11th? I think it's coming up on Netflix. That
Yeah.
all the girls that are
The
on that card,
females,
the
yeah.
female.
The all female card, yeah. I'm excited like to see it.
Are you?
Yeah, because there's a lot of female fighters that don't get recognition, and then there's a lot of female fighters that um they'll have like some type of recognition, but there's still people that don't know them.
Yeah,
And I feel like women's boxing is barely on the come up, so I
it
feel like
really
that'll
is.
be,
I mean, isn't this the first time they're doing an all
yeah,
female card?
yeah.
Who's your favorite right now to watch?
Female fighter to watch. I've always liked Clarissa Shields. I've always liked watching her fight. I know she's like bigger weight class, like, but I have one probably in every. Like I like Katie Taylor a lot, and Amanda Serrano. Like their fights that they had, like those were like, that's gonna be like in history books. I feel like, because
Mhm.
I really like those fighters. And then, um, but honestly, any like female fighter, like I really like watching the females box, because I was like, telling her earlier, like I never really watched boxing until like a little bit, like till after when I seen the first time Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fought. That's when I actually started watching boxing. I was like, I guess I'll watch the guys too. But that's
Wow.
the first time like I actually got interested and wanted to see it and watch it, and I watched the full thing. So
Yeah. Do you
yeah.
see yourself one day like that under
Um.
the big lights?
Well, I kind of have like a open mind to it, I guess, because I feel like my dream at first, if you'd asked me like a year ago, probably would have been like Olympics, and I still feel like that too. But I'm not like, not that I don't care, but like pro wasn't like in my
Oh, okay.
mind, and
Mhm.
it's still not right now. But I'm open. Like if it changes, then it changes.
So your dream is more like Olympics. Is that or that's the goal?
Um. Yeah, but honestly, I just want whatever God wants for me. Like if that doesn't happen, I'm content with
What
what I
you've
have.
already accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've already accomplished so much
Yeah.
in boxing.
I feel like before, like I was stressed about it. And like after the trials happened, like that's when I had a big realization, like, if it's for me, like God will give it to me. If he doesn't, then I have to be okay with what I have.
Yeah.
And if not, then I'm gonna be unhappy. And like, I'm happy, I have fun doing it, and I
Mhm.
want to keep it that way. So
So what's next in boxing for you? Is there like what tournaments are next or what is the next?
so there's like a couple like national tournament that's coming up, but there's a couple amateur tournaments too that are coming up. So I honestly like now my mind says like I'm gonna keep fighting because I love to do it. Like if something like comes by that's like a big opportunity, I'll take it. But right now I'm just going with the flow.
You
So
just stay in the gym.
yeah.
You pretty much still go every day and
Yeah.
stay good.
Yeah.
What's your style? What would you say your style of fighting is?
Um well, people know me as like being an aggressive fighter. And like I still have that, and I spar. You can't take that away from me. I'm always gonna have that. But now, like that, when I started going to Garland, like I've been there for a year. I started boxing a little bit more, moving around and like a little bit more movement than what I did before.
A little more footwork.
Yeah, and I like some people like even at Golden Gloves they told me like, oh, you look different, like, and I mean, it's a good thing too,
Yeah.
but like I try to implement like my style. Every fighter knows like their style can't be taken away. You can only add stuff to it, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, so now we're going to shift gears a little bit. So I had wanted to start hopefully later this year, and I had told my son about it. I told Paul, I have this idea because we've been entrepreneurs our whole lives, Paul and
mhm,
I. Even from the time when he was fighting and I was on his team, and then we opened up the gym when he retired. And
mhm.
so I said I want to do something called like the knockout hustle, where we interview people, entrepreneurs and
Oh, okay.
females, and And then when I saw this about you, it made me so excited. When I saw your Instagram, I go, "Oh my God, we got to talk about it." And he said, "There it goes. There you go, the knockout hustle."
Yeah.
So now you're the first one that we're going to interview about that. We
Yay.
creeped on your Instagram and we saw that you had a side hustle. So tell us
Yeah.
about that.
So I've always had like different ideas about like, oh, I want to do a side hustle. Like I just never knew what.
Hmm.
And at first it started as like I would do like backdrops. I had like a 7-foot stand and then it had like a
Yeah,
flower wall and I would rent it
for
out like
parties.
yeah, for parties and stuff like that. And then I just like for some reason I just stopped doing it and like I just got busy with life
Yeah.
and then I started baking because
You
I'll
said you
t-
love sweets.
yeah, I love sweets. I do. And I just started like baking and I was like, I should like sell some of this stuff. Like it's going like some of the stuff that I sell goes viral like on like certain platforms. Like
Yeah.
other people do it.
Yeah.
And if it's something that everyone likes,
Yeah.
I could make money from it too. And yeah, I made a page and I was like, I'm gonna just do it. And
Yeah.
then like, a lot of people supported me, family, friends, things like that. Um so I just kept going from there. I'll
That's
tell
so
you though, like
exciting.
I don't like cooking. Like I'll burn some bacon, but like for a cake,
For-
I'll make it.
Mhm, mhm.
I'll make a good cake.
But tell us what it is. What is it that you're doing on your?
It's sweets. Like I'll do like a waffle tray, or like recently added like fresas con crema, and because I love going to fruterias. Like that's my like
Yeah.
weekends. Like you're gonna catch me there.
Uh,
Somebody's gonna catch me sleeping there. And then like I do like mini donuts and stuff like that. So
ooh.
yeah, and I try my best to get like creative with it. Um, but yeah, so if anyone has ideas, y'all let me know
Yeah.
too. Same
Yeah.
things.
And I want you to shout out that at the end so people can follow you on that.
Yeah.
And we also noticed on your Instagram, you started like a devotional page.
Yes.
So we wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
What encouraged you to share that online on Instagram, to share
So
your faith?
yeah. So I've always had like issues like growing up because I was like shy and quiet, like confidence issues, like being insecure. And then like, with this day and age, like social media doesn't make it better. So like, people my age, they really struggle with that. And I had like a long time where I thought like my dream like being like going to the Olympics or like doing good in boxing in general, like I thought, it could only happen if I tried so hard, so hard, so hard, so hard, train hard, be in the gym, like. but then I quickly realized like there was times where I trained, really, really hard, and like, I just had this sense that God told me like, you're not in control.
Mhm.
And even with other things like being insecure, like you're not in control of that. You should know what I say about you, what he says about all of us,
Mhm.
and it took me a while like to realize that. And I just like, you know what, there's people that think the same thing I'm thinking,
Yeah.
like, so I feel like I should share it, and hopefully, one day it does help somebody, because in the long run I was thinking like, this is just like for me, this is like my vent page. But at the same time I was like, no, people started telling me like, hey, like that, just reading it made me feel God's presence, and I really
Mhm.
like that. And I was like, what? I want to do that for a lot more people.
Mhm.
And I feel like social media is kind of like an easy way to do it. So that's why I started it. So
That's beautiful.
yeah,
That's a beautiful story. And you're
thank you.
so right, especially girls your age.
Yeah.
Everybody struggles with those things. How does your relationship with God show up in your training and your fighting? How would you say that your relationship shows up? Your relationship with Him shows up.
Um, I feel like uh usually when I'm about to fight, I pray, I would listen to worship music. I get in like this zone, and a lot of times there's been times where I like out for a long time I would pray, like, hey, like, Lord, can you give me the wind, can you give me strength, endurance, everything that I need.
Mhm.
And he'll give it to me, and I knew it was him. I knew it wasn't me. Like, I knew my strength didn't come from just me, and it was him too. And but I also like, after the trials, like, we have like a good relationship, because I'm like, why did you do that? Why did you put this like dream inside of me and like make me go through all this stuff right before I go? Why did you do that? Why would you do that to me?
Yeah.
What did I do wrong? Type thing. And like, not that I'm not crazy. It's not like
Oh,
I'll
no.
talk to myself.
No.
But like
I
I've
love that. That's beautiful. I love that you
and
said we have a good relationship.
yeah, and there's been times where I was angry like at God, and I told him like, like, I can't believe, like, why? And that's the same thing that, me in my situation, anybody else in their situation, like, we always ask why.
Mhm.
And I've been learning, and we don't always have to ask why. And like, I knew that, but in the moment it just,
Because
sometimes.
again, we're not in control.
Yeah. And then it's just how life is. Life is up and down like a roller
Mhm.
coaster. And like, a lot of times I felt like boxing is kind of what kept me close with my relationship with God.
Yeah.
Like, if I wasn't boxing, I probably wouldn't be as hungry to find like his presence in
Mhm.
anything
His
that I did.
peace. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause you need it in this sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his protection. What's a Bible verse or spiritual principle you return to when you're feeling drained or defeated? What's your favorite Bible verse
um,
or one of them
I think my favorite one,
that
let me
you'd want to
see.
share with us?
Um, so I feel like maybe Ephesians, that whole chapter talks about a little bit about like spiritual warfare, and most specifically Ephesians, I believe it's 3:16, um or 3:11. And um it talks about like, when you go through things like that are outside of this world, and a lot of times that's like your thoughts, and um the enemy is like trying to get you to do things, or tempt you to do things, or um just mess you up on the flow of your relationship
Mhm.
with God. It says in there like, you have to put on the full armor of
Mhm.
God and stand against the devil's schemes. And usually,
That's a
like,
good one.
yeah, and like a lot of times, like, we don't know in the situation, we feel like, what does that even look like?
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's the praying through the times that, you feel the most doubt, the most worry, the most defeated, and um you really like that's it. And a lot of times it's hard to do so, like, during that time. But that's like one of my favorite verses that I go back to, because it's like a lot we deal with that and we don't even know, like, God is protecting us from so much that we don't even think about. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I really like that verse, and sometimes I listen to it. I like read a devotional on it, and like Exodus 14:14, I believe, it says like the God will fight for you. You need only to be still. And a lot of times that's what we need, just to be still in
Be
that
still.
moment
Mm-hmm.
and let him do his job. So, and again, it's like,
That's
because
beautiful.
he's in control. So,
Mhm. What message do you want young women of faith, especially those in tough industries like boxing, to hear from you? What message would you put out there for other young girls like you who are also, it may not even be boxing, they're just in a tough field in their careers? What message would you give them? A message of faith.
I would say it's hard to keep God first, but the main thing is to keep him at the center of things, no matter what you do. Because there's a lot of things in this world that distract us, like in the first place thing that we do. But if you keep him at the center, then you'll be okay. And a lot of times he knows our heart, he knows our mind, our thoughts, and everything like that. And like I've told people before, like a lot of people go through this life, without guidance, and he'll never leave you. And I've done like a lot of things that, like anybody else, that you're not proud of, or strayed away from him, but he'll always bring you back and do something to you in your life to bring you back to him.
Absolutely.
And you can never run away from his love,
Never.
like ever. So
No.
with that, I feel like
He never leaves us, right?
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
I'm going to let Aaliyah jump in here.
Okay.
She's been over there on the other side of the table, on a little bit of our closing thoughts.
Yes, we have some quick questions we want to ask you, more fun questions. We want to know, what's your go-to hype song before a fight?
Go-to hype song. I have a lot. but like usually I'll listen to like Christian rap sometimes, and that will get me hyped.
Yeah.
But a lot of times if I'm like, no, I need to get like mean, I need to like, and that does get me, but I'm like, no, like, but like sometimes it'll be like, I'll listen to like Kendrick Lamar. He's like one of my favorite artists. Or like J. Cole or something like that. Like one of them will get me, like, I know for sure if I'm playing the music, I'm hyped in the ring. So,
What's your favorite cheat meal?
oh, I have a lot of those too. But I'll tell you right now, I cannot give up, like, during camp, I can give up a lot of things, but I can't give up donuts and cookies and cake. Those are the main three. I'll say
Yeah,
the
those
main
are
three.
hard.
Like,
I love cake.
Do you have a favorite type of cake or cookie?
I like regular chocolate chip cookie, like, and that's everywhere. So it's like everywhere I look, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and especially when it's like close to fight time, it's like you just want it more, you just think about it more.
If you weren't in boxing, what would you be doing? Or what would you want to be doing?
I'd definitely be like school full time, because I was like part time, and I definitely be a little bit more involved with my small business. I just do it on the weekends for right now because of like work and the gym, and yeah. I've never been. I used to be afraid of having like a regular life, like not boxing, like trying to chase dreams and stuff like that, and chase like different dreams, like my small business and like school and things like that. But like recently, I haven't been too afraid of that, like because I feel like there's so many things that I should be, proud of that. There's so many things that I can go to, like, so, but yeah.
Do you have a guilty TV show that you like to watch in your free time?
It's weird because I'm not really like a TV show person.
So
I
no
don't-
guilty pleasure TV show.
no, but I do like movies, and
Movies.
specifically like I like watching like Disney Plus. Like
Yeah.
I would get on Disney Plus and I'll like stay on that for a long time.
What do you
I
watch
would-
on Disney Plus?
Like the movies that I watched like growing up, like Ice Age and like Lady and the Tramp. I'm like,
Oh,
like
Lady and the
I have a dog and like I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what, let's watch it. You know, she doesn't know what's going on, but like,
Yeah,
you know, we're gonna
that's a
watch it together.
Yeah, that's so
So
cute.
yeah.
What before we close out, what advice would you give someone chasing a dream that feels like a fight?
I would say one of the main things I would bring up again is keep God at the center of it and know that you know you can set I know a lot of people say this, but you literally set anything that you put your mind to and achieve it,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a full-time job to believe in yourself, and that's the first step to anything you do in life.
Right.
If you don't believe in yourself, and don't care about what anyone has to say. If you fail a lot of times, like if you fail 12 times, just do it a 13th time.
Mhm.
That's the
Get
main
up and do
thing.
it again.
Yeah. So
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where does
in 5
Esme?
years.
What is she gonna be doing in 5 years? 5 years from now, like what do you think you're gonna?
Well, I would like.
Or do you even think you're so young? So do people,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know, at your
I
age, be like, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I have more of like what I would like to be doing in 5 years, but at the same time, I know like what I said before, like whatever God has for me, then I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm content. It took me a while to get to that point where I'm content. Like whatever He gives me, then whatever He gives me. But I would like for my business to be a little bit better. For boxing to take off, Olympics wise. And then to have like my bachelor's of science in nursing, because I'm gonna start in August. But so I want all those things, but I know sometimes like we don't always get like what we want, and it's okay. Like I'm okay with whatever.
You're going to school for nursing, you said?
Yes. And I had my graduation yesterday. So thank you. And like it was at first I was like, I don't want to go, and like I was like, like I'm gonna just go back in August. Like
Yeah.
why? But like I went, and my family came out, and it was like a last minute thing. I was like, oh, you know what? Now I want to go, and I want to decorate my cap. And yeah, and I'm so glad that I did go, because like, there's a lot of things like even with boxing, like they'll be like, oh, there's like a award ceremony. I'm like, I don't want to go. I'm not gonna win nothing. Like I would have that attitude, and I was like, you know what? I need to stop.
Yeah.
I need to stop.
You never
Have
know.
an attitude. That's another thing. Like if your attitude means a lot in everything you do, like that'll shape
It
the way
does.
you do everything. If you feel good, you do good.
Mhm.
If you do good, like everyone else will see that. So,
You're absolutely right. You are so beautiful inside and out. I mean, and you're such an inspiration for young girls your age. I hope you have some kind of an idea, but I hope you just keep doing what you're doing. You're going to
Yeah.
do amazing things in life.
thank
How
you.
can people follow you? What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is Esme_Marie_, and then my devotional page is Esme_Devos_, and then my treat page is Mini Kebabs 214.
Mini
And,
Kebabs.
yeah.
I like that. Aw, well, thanks for coming down today and
Yes,
sitting
I
with us.
appreciate
You've
it.
inspired me. You've made my day. And we're definitely going to just continue to follow you in everything you're doing. So thank you. You're family, girl, now. You're stuck.